Hi, I'm Anna, and this is a story about courage. Beginning of December 2020, you are in Africa, alone, on a safari trip in Shlushluwe Game Reserve. And you are about to witness something incredible. And until today, you wonder what was going on the mind of this little meerkat. But let's start from the beginning. A few months earlier, the coronavirus arrives in your country. You're lucky and you keep your job. The next 33 days you spend in your home office. During daytime, you work dutifully. After work, you start your animal documentaries marathon. As you are watching a lion sneaking up behind a group of impalas, you start thinking about your bucket list, and you wonder if one day you can check the box safari in Africa. You are the kind of person which says, if everything is back to normal, I would travel again. But you do support the idea that cheap traveling should be prohibited. Because you are exactly one of them. You would save up money for unique voyages. And we know that a few months from now, you will be sitting in your Toyota car, driving around the safari camp all by yourself. How did you get there? Well, after the lockdown, you returned to your old life. Taking the bus to your office, seeing your colleagues again, enjoying a beer after work in your favorite bar, getting something to eat, and you eat it while enjoying animals at night. It was okay to be back in normality, but something had changed. It wasn't the same feeling as before. It felt different sitting on the couch watching documentaries. It felt different going back to work again. Something was different. You were. Do you really think this pandemic wouldn't leave a trace? Something inside of you is nagging. You feel unsatisfied, but you can't figure out what it is. One day, on the bus, you felt a drop falling from the universe on your mind. Intuition hits you. I have to go to Africa. You knew it. There was no way around it. And the same day, you booked the flight, hired a car, booked a safari tent in Shlushluwe, and a few weeks later, you arrived in South Africa. What a good decision, you think. Sitting in your Toyota car, watching some giraffes passing by. Somehow still astounded about it, because it isn't your style to make decisions for yourself. Life has just always happened to you. For a long time, it was your parents taking the decisions for you. Even the job you still have today, it was their ideas. It was them showing you the ad in the paper on a Sunday visit at their house. That would be something, don't you think? Look at it. It's a state job, meaning this is safe. They rely on stability and you won't be replaced that quickly. And your father and I, we think that this would be the right thing for you to do. And look, I have prepared your letter of application already. The giraffes have passed and you carry on driving, slowly cruising. A touch of hunger arrives. Time for your delicately prepared snack. You drive to a dried up waterhole with a so-called hideout, a watch point. And with your picnic in your rucksack, you place yourself in the tent. You do what one does on a safari. You wait and watch and enjoy your food. Little did you know what will happen when a first duck flies in, lands in the mud. Next up is a zebra coming behind some bushes to the right. But it's not just one, it's a big herd. And somehow it all gets a bit noisier. This doesn't feel right. You hear the hyenas before you see them. A gang of about 10 hyenas appear, chatting around. looking at the zebras with hungry eyes. You are thunderstruck, but it seems as if all of the existing African animals are about to arrive. Well, it doesn't seem like it, it's true. They gather around the waterhole. They're all there. And the only time you have seen anything like it was in The Lion King. Did you see Gisela last night? I'm not sure if she got eaten by the gang over there. Holy cow, you completely forgot that there might be other tourists. You flinch. Who is it? Who is here? And you turn around, but you can't see anyone. Just next to the tent, not far away from you, there are 2 buffaloes lying, chewing on some grass. And that's when you see one buffalo answering, R.I.P. Gisela, lucky us that nobody is allowed to be eaten during the monthly fight. Okay, this is far too much. You grab your rucksack, filling it with your stuff. You can't go now. You must see today's fight. I mean, come on. Is Joey really serious about this? Oh, God. You must go to this doctor your mother has proposed to go to. Maybe you suffer more than expected not having had a woman during your entire life until now. Oi, I'm talking to you, down here. At your feet, there is a tiny little African striped mouse squinting up to you. Look, Joey's coming. Joey, Joey, Joey. But between us, I still bet 10 nuts that Howard will win. You are paralyzed and in shock. You can't move and you can't think. You just stare, watching the mad scene. And you stiffen when you see a meerkat walking the $1 million walk on the dried up waterhole. And everyone is cheering. The noise is hard to beat. Joey, the meerkat, smiles, punches his fists against his tiny little chest, and he seems very sure of himself. You shiver. It looks as if you have arrived in African fantasia and that you are also fantasizing, seeing and hearing this animal fight club scenario. Now, the crowd gets even wilder. It seems Howard is arriving. You look at Joey. He starts jumping up and down, getting ready for the big fight. God, he looks so ready. Boom, boom, boom. Is that drums? No, it's Howard. Every footstep he takes makes the ground vibrate. Howard is an elephant. And you don't get it. Joey doesn't seem to be bewildered. He's fired up, ready for the fight. That's insane, isn't it? Says the mouse. Both are in the ring. The animals are screaming. Dring! The fight is on. Joey jumps around Howard's big feet while Howard just angrily looks at him. Joey starts to box one of Howard's paws. He beats the shit out of the paw. But I mean, for Howard, this is more like a tickling feeling. This is going to end badly. Why did Joey say yes to this fight? Because it was his idea. Typical Joey, he comes up with these insane ideas and then he just goes for it, answers the mouse. Now, my dear listener out there, my heart doesn't allow to continue to describe the scene. I mean, you saw it. The fight was rough, intense, damaging, heartbreaking, bloody. I think we are all happy that Joey survived it. That night, you open up a bottle of red wine, you light some candles, you sit on your terrace, and you observe how the African night arrives fast. In the distance, you see the heat lightning. You open up your diary and you start to write. What's courage? All my life just happened. I never insisted. I expected the path it took. I was doing what my parents wanted me to do. I always did what my boss asked me to do. I never questioned anything. I never stood or spoke up for anything. I was this guy on the bus who was invisible for others. And it was okay. Why did I never insist? Why did I never speak up? Because I lack courage? I have never even thought about courage and what it would mean for me to be more courageous. It's the first time I'm thinking about it, thanks to Joey, the meerkat. After the fight, I went to see Joey sitting, half lying on his little small chair in the ring, his friends cleaning up his bloody face. Of course, he was knocked out the moment Howard decided to end the happening. You were very courageous, Joey. He looked me in the eyes, put his little furry paw on my knee and whispered in my ear, "You know what's courageous? To be the only one who believes in yourself, and you keep on believing in yourself no matter what the others say. There will be times where you feel alone, but if you keep on going, you give yourself a chance to overcome your limits. Maybe you succeed, perhaps not. But if you get up again and you find something new you can believe in, that will be the moment where you are back on your feet, going forward. And never forget, there's just one person who needs to believe in you, in your dreams, in your ideas, and that is yourself. But if you don't believe in it, why should others? Sitting here, hearing all the grasshoppers, the sissing of the snakes, looking at the big South African dark sky, I ask myself what it would mean for myself to be more courageous. What would change? Where would I begin? Maybe with the people who have always tried to guide me. Perhaps it's time to tell them that I will decide for myself now. That would be courageous. I wonder if I believe in myself. How does it feel to believe in yourself? It must be a good feeling, seeing brave little Joey. Am I now just to leave this place to go back and to continue as before? I can't. My heart is telling me differently. I am trying to find the words, what I would change, but I feel I'm at the beginning of something. Maybe it's okay just to say, I believe that I can go back and smoothly start to change some things. Yes, that feels bold. Good night. End of story. My dear listener out there, I agree with this quote. Courage is to believe in yourself. I have discovered that it is crucial in many moments in life. If you are in a state of uncertainty, you have to find the way back, that you believe in your capacities or an idea of yours, or to believe in a way, or simply to believe in you. And when you are there, you will feel the strength and confidence rise back up. It's the moment of, oh, yes, thank you, you're back. In the eyes of a time expert, I know that to be courageous takes energy and time. But the reward is just too good to miss. To overcome something because you have to put some courage into your action, you will feel double better afterwards. To see that you can do something you couldn't do before is empowering. And for me, it feels as if time was given to me. Today I think, thank God I dared to start to do my business my way. How would Anna do it, remember? It took me some courage to show you my deep inner thoughts, the ideas a la Anna and my weaknesses. But today I'm so happy that this is no issue anymore. I have moved a step forward. And now it's time to face other topics where I need to show courage. But I know I will be growing out of this, and this is why I will do it. And life just gets so colorful and diverse. What's the conclusion of my thinking? A long one. Courage has many faces. Some think it's courageous to climb the Mount Everest, but how about a woman breaking up with her husband, facing some hard and adverse consequences? That's courageous. To speak your mind, to say no, to make a coming out, to let the tarantula climb your hand, to hold on to your principles, to face misfortune. to accept to be judged and criticized. All this is courageous. For the protagonist to go to Africa as well. We are all on different levels. Courage exists on different levels. Accept also if you don't dare to do something, then maybe it's just not important enough. Don't compare yourself with others. Stay on your level of courage and start working from there. I would like to look at my top 3 bold and brave things to do in life. Number 3, to live a life authentically. If you do this, that is a sign that you take yourself seriously, meaning you do not simply follow conventions, you question them. It also means that you have decided that you want to express what is essential to yourself in your life and live so that you are connected to what is essential to you. And this means living a life authentically. Number 2, courage is to remove the mask. If you do this, it will save you a lifetime. This I can say out of the experience. I have talked many times about this topic. If you need the links, just let me know. And here is just a little outtake out of episode Dare to Be Yourself from November 4th, 2018. The day will come where you start questioning your life. Is it your life? Is it the life you really want to live? No. And then you start to break out, one step after another. Maybe you have to accept some consequences, but you will accept them. Because there is no way back. Now you feel the urge to live the life you have in mind. Now you are ready for changes. Number 1, to be courageous means to accept to be a beginner, to start again. It will happen, and not just once. And if we can accept this and to take the courage to start again and over again, this I have the biggest respect for all the people experiencing this. It's like knowing that you will feel uncomfortable, but you do it anyway. That's insanely brave. I have so much more on this topic, but I have to end this episode, otherwise I am completely overdoing it. I am thinking about taking some extra thoughts into the members club. That would make sense. But for now, let's end with these words. There are many brave women and men out there which often inspire me, and I always think, thank God you exist and show us what it means to be courageous. We often forget that everyone has it. It's also in you. Some more or less, but you can train it, grow it, wake it up. Do it as Dory did it, the founder of Take the Courage platform. She usually always wears black, and then she started to put on colorful clothes. That is just one way to begin with small steps. Ask your boss for more support, or tell your colleagues that you did not miss them when you worked in your home office. Nah, just kidding. But you feel me. This is a lifelong process. Don't be hasty. Start small. And I am sure you're already doing good. I can just remind you that this body you are wearing, that is you. And this body is ready. It's just your mind which is maybe limiting you a bit. Dive into your mind and ask yourself what's limiting you to be more courageous. And that's when the journey starts. Enjoy it. And by the way, Dory interviewed me on the topic of time and courage. It's a 1-hour talk, and she came up with some marvelous questions. I will let you know when you can find the video on YouTube, on my channel, or on Dory's platform called takethecourage.com. If you want to talk to Dory or have a courage coaching with her, just refer to Anna, to me, and you will get a reduction. On the Members Club, on the question and answer category, I answer the question about my ongoing with courage and how I try to become more courageous. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.